The Beat 139. Featuring Doc, Don Vito, and Keith Cash. Harlem's #1 show.
What up? Wednesday.
What's good? Happy Wednesday. How y'all doing?
Hey, everybody. The Beat 139. We in the building.
Fresh into the New Year's. We still rocking and rolling. We starting off with a big splash. You know what I mean? Check it out. We got two guests coming up. Before they come on, we're going to chop it up. We got my man, New York Chuck, in the building.
Chuck, part two.
Part two, New York Chuck.
The first time ever a back-to-back.
This
part
is
two.
First
time
big.
ever a back-to-back
for the
week,
beat,
man. This is huge.
Very big, man.
Everybody been asking for him, and a lot of people been calling Cash, Vito, myself, been like, yo, man, y'all got to get Chuck back up there, man. I know he had more, and it's crazy. I was like, yo, it's crazy because that's the first thing he said. Y'all didn't see it because we was off air, and he's like, yo, my guy, he said, I got in the chamber.
But the peoples already know. The peoples was talking about that throughout the week. So
yeah.
I got word. Oh, yo, you had Chuck on the joint.
But y'all got to stay tuned because I know the time y'all probably waiting on him. You know, we're going to save him. So just keep your notifications on.
Let's get that.
Keep your notifications on because he's not coming on right away, but
he's here.
He's here. He's in the building. So there ain't going to be no cancellation and none of that.
He's always fresh to death. That's what he do.
Guy is here.
Keep it fresh. And then we got a young lady coming from Philly, from PA.
Philly, stand up.
You know what I mean? You know, she got some nice tracks. She got some nice songs. You know, I'm gonna shout out to Gully.
Shout out to Gully.
Gully sent it to us. Say, yo,
good looking
B139. You know, got somebody for y'all. The Gully's a friend of the show.
That's right.
She go by the name of Rail Rock. Rail Rock's about to tear it up. Matter of fact. You know, she just hit the horn and all that. You know, let's start the show. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. What's good? Jay, what you got for us?
Wow. Okay.
Wow, he wants to touch on Robert Brooks. You want to go first, Cash?
Yeah, this is a deep situation right here, man. Robert Brooks was the young man that was murdered, man, by COs up in the prison. Nasty work, man. Very unfortunate situation. Hate to have to see this once again because this is not something that is like an anomaly to us peoples, man. Whether you black, brown, Puerto Rican, Haitian, you know what I'm saying? This stuff got to stop, man. Like, I don't dig it. I don't appreciate it. I know we don't know all the facts, man, but just from what we seen, handcuffed to the bed, wake up unalive. It's not a good situation, you know, and I definitely want to send a shout out and prayers to his family. I know they just came out earlier today. They went upstate or something like that to try to deal with this situation. So, you know, the Beat 139, we definitely send out our shouts and prayers to the family.
Yeah, I want to touch on that because I did state time, and I can remember like most of the times the police whip on you, right? They handcuff you first. You know, they handcuff you in the back. So you defenseless, you know, and then they start whipping on you. They don't start whipping on you to put the cuffs on you. You know what I'm saying? And the big giant white boys, lumberjack, grizzly bear looking dudes. These dudes is big, like they eat pancakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For real. These are some big white boys, man. And they hate black people, you know? They don't like black people, you know, but the way they beat them so long, you know, that they killed them. And that's against the law of the world, the law of God, the law of the land, however you want to state it. They killed that man, and they got to get some justice for that, man. You know what I'm saying? They got to get some justice for that. And I got to say this real quick. We was out maybe like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and we was around the state senator. Now, you know, I ain't gonna say the names right now. And they was like, we are real adamant about getting some justice on this for this guy, and we not going to stop until we get some justice. As a matter of fact, I passed a law that way to get approved for stuff like that don't happen no more. And these dudes get what they deserve, straight up and down.
Yeah, I agree. It's sad. And the key is I want everybody to be responsible for it. I won't sit well if it's just the cop that actually did it. Everyone, it looked like about 8 of them in there. How many they said was in there? 13. All of them should be, because you ain't see now one person intervene. And that's my problem I have where people just sit back and not do nothing. Like, I still have a problem with like the Michael Jackson guy, a train full of people. Not one person sat there and stepped up And I know they can't get held accountable because they civilians compared to these police. But it's, to see somebody going out like that, them guys got to get. They all need to get. What you say about at least 20 for the bystanders?
I don't know. I don't know the number, but I understand and I agree with what you're saying. I'm telling you like this here, right? We can't bear to see another black man get murdered and there's no justice. You know, because you're sending the wrong message to the community, to the country. And after a while, black people gonna start flipping, man. And that's not what people want, but that's what's gonna happen because people trying to, do it the legal way, the right way. But after a while, man, people gonna say, you know what? That's how y'all want to carry us. And then, black people are just gonna start turning up. And we don't want to do that. But damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy. Like Doc said, somebody on that train could have did something for. But let's go back upstate. Right. So, right. But we ain't trying to hear that no more. I know I ain't trying to hear it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear the other rules, man. But here's my deal, right? Yo, if you watch the video, they showed it on the news, man. They was pounding this dude out, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but you seen
they
it.
kept going.
You seen it firsthand. I seen it. I seen it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get it. But yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's New York Chuck in the building. We're gonna pause him for a minute, but he gonna get into that too because trust me, man, he done been to some of the roughest spots in the state. You know what I mean? And he definitely got more of his part 2 story that's gonna tell. That's gonna get wicked, and it's gonna make you realize that this has been going on for a long time. This ain't the first time this happened. This is the first time you've seen it on video.
And he died. Like lucky.
But I mean, we seen
Chuck
it. We seen homeboy get choked out there in Staten Island over selling Lucy's cigarettes.
Yeah.
We seen the situation down there in Texas. We seen the situation in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? The reason why those guys continue to do the things because guess what? Like you said, the justice doesn't come.
That's what it is.
The justice don't come. So they really don't think that they doing nothing wrong. I know it's.
Or they don't think it could happen,
huh?
That's why I said. That's why I said if they bang out the other people who was there, that's when people. They hit them with 20 years and they had to do time. Fuck the lawsuit where you paying a fine or you lose your pension and shit. If they had to do time, even the people be like, I ain't do nothing. Just a sideline. That's when it's gonna be the real justice. Because now people gonna be like, oh no, I ain't trying to.
But when we say when that happened, not just here, that gotta be
I said everywhere.
Like
everywhere.
To happen,
everywhere.
Statewide,
everywhere.
Countrywide.
Everywhere.
All over the country. Because this is happening all over the country.
Because reason why they gotta get respect, because y'all watched them die.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all watched it.
Yeah.
Y'all could have did. You can't tell me y'all couldn't have did nothing. There's not one person stepped up and be like, yo, nah, grab him off, no chill. How many times they break up fights?
They ain't watch him die. They killed this dude.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about all of them.
Talking about the people that
I'm talking about
the ones that wasn't
on the
part
side
of the hitting. Yeah. Out of the 18 people, it was 6 of them.
You see people on the side just looking.
Yeah, a shift manager.
Yeah.
Like Nothing in the world. Nothing. That was called racism.
When
you put the handcuffs on, you make it unfair. Now, let's say a nigga said suck my dick.
It still don't
spit on. Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Said spit. Okay, because we've seen it up north where certain officers be like, "Oh, you want the fair one?" Nigga, take the joint off, and then nigga give you the fair. That's not their intentions. Those 6 guys' intentions was to murder this guy.
Where did they work at?
Huh?
What prison?
Marcy.
Was it anywhere upstate New York?
Yeah.
It's Marcy.
They racist.
Racist, of course.
Racist. I'm gonna tell y'all what they
They racist. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. But let me tell you something, right? All of them state prisons, like Chuck just finished saying upstate, they all racist, man. I was in Clinton, right? And when you see a black person, you get excited. For real. Because you don't see black people, man. Everybody is white.
And they family. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they a
They're
family.
all related.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to touch on that. The whole town works in the jail.
Yeah.
Because prior to the jail, the town having a prison, it was
nothing.
all welfare recipients. They were
Yeah.
all poor, what you call poor, not to do well. I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but not to do well.
Trash.
White people, right? So when they got the
we're not saying
there,
allegedly today.
right? Everybody got a job in the jail. So if I had a fight with an officer and I bust them open, and then the other officer working the block, he gonna see me later because I just beat his cousin up.
Yeah,
they family, right? That's the niece, right? So they all related, man. They got to get some justice for this guy here, man. And the B139, this is not gonna be the last time we're gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about this continuously,
correct,
until there's justice for this guy, fam. What's his name again, Keith?
And
Robert Brooks.
Robert Brooks.
Robert Brooks.
But we also, what Vito's saying there is, we also leading a charge with a lot of our political Congress people.
Yeah. Nothing was worse than Rodney King, man. That was bad.
But he lived. He died.
But he lived,
Yeah,
but Rodney King,
that was bad.
Rodney King was able to block a little bit. This dude was handcuffed. You know what I mean? But it is worse than Rodney King because the man is incarcerated, right? And he's a prisoner.
Yeah.
And he has rights. You understand? And they killed this man straight up, cold-blooded killed him. Like Doc said, all of them need to go to prison, man.
All of them. That's going to set the tone now when people feel.
But I'm gonna say this one thing though that I was thinking about. I lost train of thought when Cash was talking. If they don't do the right thing and these dudes get served, state prisoners is gonna riot, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
Riot.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a riot, man. It's gonna be a riot. Trust and believe that. I seen a riot for less.
I'm gonna tell you something. This people, I saw them niggas do some vicious shit.
Man, it's gonna riot for less. So
we definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. But they're gonna rise for less.
You know, definitely. They wait.
I mean,
they like.
I could give you something real quick. Then being that we on this, right? I was in Clinton, and they beat this dude up. They didn't kill him, but they handcuffed him. And they beat him. So everybody like, yo, nobody go to chow, nobody go to commissary, nobody go nowhere. We gonna chill out ourselves. Anybody go there, they gonna get them the blast.
Yeah, that's
so. What the police did when we ain't go for a day or two. Now you had to eat out your locker, literally, right? What they did while we was sleeping, they got the water hose and they just start spraying the water hoses, right? The water hose and that pressure in this cold. Oh my God! Everything in your whole cell got wet and it was cold, and the pressure from that joint, it hurt. That water hurt, right? To make a long story short, all of your property is wet. So now you got a flooded out cell, right? But dudes stood their grounds, right? You know what's gonna come out? Big giant water bugs start coming out after the water, man. Big giant water bug flying and all that. Doc would have had a fit, man. Word up.
I don't give a fuck about the water bug. The mice.
Okay, hold up. So now, you know what dudes start doing? Y'all got the water. Dudes start lighting stuff up in their cell and throwing it out at the police, throwing fires on the tail, fighting back. So they shoot water, and dudes is taking they little matches because you could smoke back then, Newports and all that. So dude had matches and all that, and it was a crazy, but dudes was bucking, man. It was bucking, and then finally the warden came and state people came and they shut it down. So to make a long story short, because we got to get into another topic.
Yeah,
dudes is going to riot. It's not justice. It's not going to be served.
Jay, what's the next topic, Jay? So what you asking how we feel about that? Y'all go ahead.
Oh, this is Harlem right here, man. Crazy. I don't like what's going on, man. These are two peoples that were friends, man. Two peoples that had a superior long run, 20-year run in the rap game. Even if they don't see eye to eye, they should not be airing out, each other's dirty laundry. One go this way, one go that way. You get money over here, I get money over here. You know what I'm saying? This is childish behavior. That's all I can say about it. Because I like both artists. They both, no matter what, this stuff that, Camron is saying, oh, he's not from Harlem. Well, you put him out there as he's from Harlem. Because he ran with you and everything was all Harlem talk. This wasn't Bronx talk. This was Harlem talk.
The only nigga I thought was from the Bronx was hell rail because they
Yeah.
always advertised him as a Bronx nigga.
Yeah, and he was good
You know,
with
I
that.
always thought Jim was from downtown.
I always thought that too. I always thought he's from Taft.
I always thought he from where I've been hearing. Like I never ran into him or nothing in the street. Like I said, I'm from right there. So if you from Taft, we know everybody know each other. But he's like a little younger.
Yeah,
They're
You know what
younger,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So I can't say he ain't from here.
And if your grandmother is from there,
what I
and
can
that's where
say
you
is-
go, because I stay
that's
with
where
my
he-
grandmother
that's
most of
where
the
he
time.
was
You know what I'm
headed.
saying? So if that's where you basically
Nah,
grew
you
up
can't
at-
go by.
No, but now they saying because he kept saying that he's Harlem. You know, he's been singing Harlem, and Cam is saying, "Yo, you know how it is." Well, this is what the whole beef is now. What's the name is using that against him?
But you know what I'm hoping that they doing? I'm hoping that's for the public and that they come back and do an album and you know how
Nah, I don't think
They
they're
won't.
gonna do
Ask
that.
him. He knows it.
I don't think they're gonna do. I think it's serious. I think
Yeah.
it's serious and feelings involved.
Yeah.
Like it got personal.
But you know why? You know why I think it got personal between them? Because, like he said, feelings and niggas was hurt.
Yeah.
When you get hurt by
Yeah.
a nigga that you love, I don't know what the situation.
The new day
But-
that Cam just said today, he said, I never would have came back. He just said it like a few minutes ago. He said, I never would have came back on him had he not said that situation about them living in his grandmother's house.
No, but he said something before that.
But I'm saying this just
No, I
came
get
out
what you're
since
saying,
since I've been
but
here.
but in fairness, like I know it's easy because I grew up with Cam, so it's easy for me to decide on what he's saying.
Mhm.
But all fairness, Jim came out after he felt clown after 50 and Cam. He felt he clowned him.
Mhm.
He felt he clowned them, and he felt like, why y'all speaking on me? And it made him look some kind of way. So that's why he felt he came back. But I guess he went a little more in. I see what Cam probably looking at it like, I ain't go in on you. I just asked 50 a question.
Mhm.
But in our eyes, like one thing we don't get fooled by.
Because you know what his intention.
Yeah, but we don't get fooled by. See, the squares get fooled by a lot. I see a lot of squares say, "Oh, he just asked a simple question. Why Jimmy mad?" It's not no simple question
it's not
because you
simple,
know
like-
50 Cent.
Yeah.
You knew
Exactly. That's
you
what
threw
I'm.
a fish out there. Yo,
He said it.
how you feel about? I mean, I just want to ask you one question. When Jim did the when you brought Jim and them on stage with you, how you felt about that? He knew the reaction it was going to get because he
Right.
know it's 50 Cent involved. Never a calmer person, it probably got swept in the rug. He knew 50 was going to put that sauce on it. Yeah.
Hey, James,
he
you got
did
calling
this.
number on there?
So then it came out as
Please, thank you.
he being that Jim snaked him.
Yeah.
So to the squares, they look at it like, Cam just asked a simple question. He ain't wrong. Why Jim going to say all that after Cam asked a simple question? But it was an underlying tone that you knew the reaction was going to get out of it. You knew 50 was going to say some little slick shit against Jim. Like, yeah, he ain't disloyal. One thing in the streets, you don't want to be looked at as a snitch, disloyal, like a snake and stuff like that. So
Right.
it was like an underlying thing that, you know what I mean? Some people looked at it like, damn, I wouldn't even ask that question because I'd ask off camera. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to ask on camera, you got to deal with results. This is the thing I don't like when people do. This not taking no sides on nobody because I don't have no horse in the race. But what I don't like, what it is when you throw something out there, then go back, yo, why you say this? If you wouldn't have said that, I would
Go
say
to the wall to see how it catch.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
You got to stand on it. Yeah, you said that because you threw a fish out there. You knew the reaction. You know how 50 Cent is. You know when you said, yo, how you when you brought them dudes on stage and you know 50 and Jim been going at it. You knew it was going to come out a certain way. So you knew that. So don't come back like, oh, I was going to say nothing I was going to say nothing until you came out there on Homeboy Podcast and said what you said. Ain't no little bit of I just tapped you. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that. But like I said,
I just hope this joint don't go left.
I don't think it's gonna go left.
My
I
thing,
don't think it's
my
gonna go
thing
left.
is this, right? I seen the little comments and all. I ain't really pay that much mind. I don't like that type of shit, man. You know, that's just me, man. You know, but I seen the little comments, you know, and me personally, not forget about Jim Jones, forget about a Camron, right? I don't like when people have beefs on social media. That's just me. That's me. I'm an OG, man. I see niggas get tore up behind that, man. I see families get destroyed behind having beefs on social media, man. That's my whole thing, you know, and I hope it don't go that way. We don't know what it's going to do. We the B139, we just touching on topics. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't ride with nobody. We ride with the beat. But I just don't like seeing dudes having beef on social media. Period, man. You know what I mean? I better dudes do it the way the old school do it. Everybody know everybody. I pull up, and take it from there. Don't put it on social media because if it do go left, you never know. Now you know you got the feds and all that's honest, man. You got people on here that you know that's go. They watch these type of things and they get off on that. They want something to happen so they can come snatch you up. Now all this career, all this fame, fortune you guys done made, you know, to get out the hood, and you got your families and all that type of stuff and your kids. Now y'all gonna have an issue because somebody said one too many things, and that's all I'm saying. Though.
But you 100% right.
That's my
but
point.
You know what he right, and he's saying the same thing I said. I wouldn't have even asked him on air. I would have asked him off air. Because once you ask him on air, because now you can't take it back, and you threw a jab out there, and you got to respect he gonna respond because when he threw it out there, he looked like a snake. He looked real bad in the public. People was killing him on the comment section, calling him a snake.
That's what you call instigators. How about when you was a little kid and Keith Cash pushed you a certain type way, and here I go, ooh, just a ooh made you. He got out on me. Then you know what I'm saying? Though? Yeah, instigators and all these comment people is instigators, bro.
And that's why. And then it's personal. When things personal, when it's close to people, I see 50 don't like when personal stuff get asked to him. Mm-hmm. Like he's a different dude. Like he don't.
But he tells you, he said it when he talked with him. He said, I threw that line out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just for the bait. He said, even when I seen it, he said, I sit back and I watch it. He said, when is Doc gonna have his moment?
Yeah,
and he says, oh, this is his moment.
Exactly.
Now I'm gonna go throw something at Cam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was the hottest joint. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Jim Jones is the hottest rapper out of Dipset.
He divide conquer. That's why I wouldn't ask him that. Because you know, one thing about him, he consistent. 50 Cent going to say what he got to say.
Yeah.
He's not going to tuck his tail. He's going to say what he got to say.
But see, that's what 50 Cent is. He got a reputation for that. You know, he had beefs with a lot of people, you know, far as in the streets and far as on the air. He's known for that. I never seen Jim Jones and never seen Camron really do that. Now, what I was going to say was that you got people, right, that don't really give a fuck is going to say something, right, just for the simple fact it's Harlem niggas. Because, you know, the world admire Harlem dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? We got all the stories. Name another town that got a lot of stories. You might Detroit got stories. Chi-Town got some stories too. But Cali got some story. But Harlem, New York got most of the story. We got the 5 boroughs. We got Brooklyn. Yeah. We got Queens. We got the Bronx. We got Staten Island. We got Long Island. We got most of the story. So as soon as a New York dude have a little issue like that, and these guys are well known, that thing gonna go on for a little while, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I just feel that somebody should pull up. They got a history, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They got their family. They got family.
But
they know each other.
When you got history, it's what you say. It hurts more than, let's say, if they was beefing with somebody like anybody.
Another king.
Yeah,
another king.
Right, just what you said. I lost a train of thought. It already got a little shaky when the locks got out on them.
Yeah.
On what's the name thing that Mike think what they do?
The verses.
On the verses. When the locks got out on the Dipset, right? And I was rooting for Dipset because I'm a Harlem dude.
Yeah,
But the
me
Locks
too.
did their numbers, right? It got a little turmoil with them because they really ain't come prepared. So New York niggas and other niggas were saying how the Locks said, you know, this some work to them, right? Then it went away. Now these dudes going at each other like it shows like they dudes bond been going for a minute.
See, like what Keith said, he hope it don't go. I don't think it's gonna go nowhere. But the danger part about it,
ain't gonna go nowhere.
when it goes,
What
I don't
about
think
the
them.
peoples?
It's the people around them.
This is what I'm.
See,
this is
that's
what
the
I'm
thing
talking
where it
about.
can get
Right.
dangerous because it can go like this. When people start speaking on stuff like let's say people who fucked with Cam,
Jim has
and people
a cult.
fucked with
Jim
Jim.
has a cult following.
Let's call it instigators.
They both peoples when they run into each other, it can be
Call it
be a
instigators,
problem. I don't
man.
think them two gonna see each other
people
and be
put
a
the
problem.
batteries
But
in.
it'll come back to them.
It gonna
too.
come back to them, but I don't see them two.
Yeah.
Yo,
seeing
if
each
y'all
other
listening, man,
and-
Jim
and going
Jones,
to fight.
Camron, you know, try to squash that, man. Let it go, cause trust and believe, man.
Yeah, because
Who-
both of y'all doing big things out there.
let that go, man.
Let's
You know what I'm saying?
live.
That's my word to y'all. You know, I ain't never met neither one of y'all, seen y'all. Try to let that go, cause if you know if it get too rocky and all that, you already know, man. The feds and all these other guys is checking at it. And soon, if something go wrong, it might not even come from y'all, come from one of your teammates or something like that. They're gonna come pull y'all in, man.
And what makes that the danger part about it is when you know somebody, you talk personal stuff that will hurt when that's what makes somebody. See, it's different. Like I said, if they beefing with Fabulous or something, it's just
Yeah.
more like
A
in
nigga
your
guessing,
window.
but this guy is saying
When
something
you
that he
saying
knows.
something is personal, when you getting personal, that's when all the gloves go off, and now it's like, nah, I got to pull up and I'm crashing out.
Yeah.
See, it gets there when it get personal.
Yeah.
And
And
see,
then when
that's
you-
the
we all
danger
seen that
about it.
before.
Then when you
It
go
gets
to
personal.
then you go to Rikers Island or you go to the feds, you know what I'm saying? You in there like Diddy, then you start thinking.
You start thinking like, it
You
wasn't
know what I
worth
mean? Damn,
It wasn't the
I
worth
done
it.
threw my whole joint away because of this.
Yeah,
It's not worth it,
yeah,
man.
it's not worth it.
Yo, y'all squash that, man. Let it go, man. What it was said was already said. You can't take it back. Let that go, man. Y'all go ahead. Y'all ain't got to be friends. Y'all
That's
ain't
the
got.
thing.
Y'all ain't
You
got to
don't
hang
have
out
to be
no more. Y'all
friends.
make no
That's
music
the
no
thing.
more. You go your way. You go your way. What's done is done. I guarantee you, in a month or two, ain't nobody gonna remember that.
That's right.
Exactly.
Y'all be back getting money.
It's just a story that anything that's trending right now, everybody jump on it. But once it quiets down, guess what?
It's on to the next one.
And that's the thing.
On to the next one.
You said it perfect. The thing is, you don't have to be friends because I don't think they can ever come back with being friends. Just don't rock with each other no more.
Yeah,
That's
let
it.
it go, man.
They
You
wasn't
don't have
doing
to-
that
this-
anyway.
They wasn't doing that
Yeah.
anyway. That's just why, you know, and you know, like I said, it just get crazy once one thing it spills over.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It spills over and you can't say at the end,
My bad.
my bad. You know what I mean? Just leave it on from here, or just don't get. I think just take the personal stuff out of it. Even you just want to keep it rap and you want this.
Well, Camron said he wasn't going to say anything no more.
They say ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, that's
No.
cool.
He said,
This is the deal, right?
he said that's it.
Camron and them, you know, they got a nice podcast. That's what they doing their thing. You know what I mean? And then I see Jim Jones. He just had the baby, not the baby, the other little baby, and all them up in Harlem.
Yeah.
And they just did some songs up there. So both of them
Yeah.
working, man.
They
Yeah.
working.
So
They
leave it
working.
like that, man. Y'all both working. You working your way. You working your way. Y'all don't like
They're in
each
two
other
different
no more.
lanes right now.
Yeah. I mean, y'all both still eating, man. Let it go, man. God
Yeah.
is good, man.
Because when it get personal, that's when it
don't-
get
don't-
this.
What our
Give it
listeners thinking, man? Why don't y'all call in 646-628-4264. 646-628-4264.
Yeah, let us get at least one or two callers.
Come
before
on,
we
y'all
stop
gotta
this
have
right here.
opinions on
Yeah,
this.
because we got Rail Rock and New York Chuck coming today. All you
Big
people
shows
online,
tonight,
we got
baby.
big shows. You know
My
what I
man
mean?
Chuck coming through fresh to death. You know what I mean?
You already know.
You know, come on, man. He ain't
New
never
York
coming
Chuck.
through irregular. You know what I'm saying? Man, we're gonna have some fun
We're
tonight,
gonna have
man.
some fun. You know what I mean? We're gonna toast it up. We're gonna enjoy life. And,
Yeah, man.
and we got 2 interviews. We need you guys to pull right back up when we get off air.
Let me
put
get a
your
caller, man.
notifications on. Put your caller come in.
I seen some people on the
A
line,
lot
man.
of people online. Call in. Y'all give y'all opinion on
Put one of them on the spot. What we got on the line,
any
Doc?
topic. We got a few people. We got Dennis. We got Knowledge. We got Dana.
Yo, Knowledge, call in. Knowledge, how you feel about it? Knowledge, you wanted to be 139 supporters, man. Call in. Tell us how you feel about this.
Come on, Dennis,
Harlem
man.
situation,
Call in,
man.
man. We ain't heard from you, man.
We
Call
got
in.
Kenyon.
Yo,
We got
You use that phone?
here goes somebody calling now.
Oh, there we go. We got a caller.
Caller.
Let's get it in.
Caller, what up?
Hey, from Harlem, the East Side.
East Side, stand up.
And I understand what y'all was saying. Kim and Jim Jones need to let that go because life is too short and too
Say it
precious.
again, Mama. Say it
And
again.
because we need to keep our brothers and sisters together.
That's
You
right.
see what's all going on already with the Diddy and everything else. So hopefully they can work it out, or let it go and let God handle that. Because that's too much, and the brothers don't need to be at it. Because once upon a time, they ate together, they slept around each other, they hung with each other, and now it's not friends no more. Let it go. Don't let the internet and stuff push it no further. They ended up to something worse.
That's right, Mama.
Couldn't have said it no better.
So y'all have a blessed one. Okay, my name is Nessa. I'm sorry for not telling you.
Nah, we appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We always have an open line when our guests come in. You want to ask a guest question, you know what I'm saying? It's always good,
Thanks for calling. And you know what? I like the fact that you call, young lady, because you got it from a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
That's right.
And she was right and exact. She went straight to the point.
Y'all, and I'll be back on later when Chuck and all them come up on.
Oh, yeah, it's about to be lit, so you can call back again. Chuck said he can't wait.
Hit that like button.
Yes, sir. I already did that as soon as I went on the channel.
Thank you.
Y'all anyhow.
Thank you.
Okay, have a bless.
Any other call before we exit? You know what I'm saying? 646-628-4264. It don't have to just be the Camron and Jim. If y'all want to talk about Brooks, a little quick question y'all want to ask is all good.
Let's be clear, everybody, man. These two situations that we're talking about, man. Okay. Can it's very serious. This Brooks situation, I want everybody to tap in. I want people to pay attention. I know a lot of people have loved ones that's in the penal system. You want to check in on your people, whether you write them, go visit them. We have to stay on top of them because one day they're there and the next day they're gone. I'm not really sure, but I think they said like 13 or 14 people died last year in Rikers Island.
That's crazy. Definitely want to blessings to them. Also, want to send blessings to California.
Yeah,
man.
I just thinking about that.
California.
Let's
man.
touch
God bless
We
you.
we about
gonna
to
hit that
exit.
right quick.
Our guest is here. But go ahead, y'all want to say?
Yeah, God bless the people over in California. I think the death toll is up to 24 right now. And I mean, if you look at the
loss of property,
right? You look at the news, it looked like a war zone. Like, I mean, it's just land. It just looked like they dropped missiles on the land. It looks crazy, man.
I seen one of the most amazing things. The firefighters was fighting on the hill. The hill is like this. The house is at the top of the stairs, and they trying to to stop the fire before it gets to the house to destroy the house. They're on the hill where somebody has a harness holding them while they spraying the water down.
Crazy.
I was like,
but they say they got these gusty winds that's happening right now. And when the winds gust, it picks up the flames again, man. Yeah. It picks up the intensity. So when they get low, when the winds start hitting, the flames go back up, man. So because some people want to go over there and check, they probably said, nah, it's about to turn up again, man.
Yeah, and that's why we ain't even gonna talk about
the
shortage of
they
water.
About New York, but New York is it's crazy because they run all our residents. Our born and raised New Yorkers up out of here with all this nonsense with the congestion pricing, with the high rent and all this nonsense. Always have to repair the subway system, and it's killing the average New Yorker pockets. But far as we don't deal with the hurricanes, we don't deal with the earthquakes, we don't deal with the hellfires.
We started to get a little bit of hellfire though, Doc, in New Jersey the last 2 years. And remember, it was at Inglewood Cliffs like this past summer. They had a fire, and then they had one right off the Deegan. I helped there.
Yeah, but
no comparison to that.
There's not no.
But we had a little bit of
only places where the houses are at. Remember, we have the buildings that won't allow the fires to continue to run like that.
Right.
Don't allow.
Hey. Yeah. We got somebody outside waiting for you. They coming right next door. Right next door.
So people come back in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Put your Your notification.
We're coming out
on.
right now. We're coming out right now.
We'll be back in 10 minutes. Put your notification on. You want to go run to the
The
store?
Beat 139.
Peace. Thank you. Peace.
Featuring Doc, Don Vito, and Keith Cash.